Okay, y'all, this might be the most important video I've ever done. So please listen to me. Put everything else up, just listen. Okay. So while the world has been deliberately pushed into a precipice and there's essentially no way we can even get back on track, the world is rapidly moving into a different direction. Our souls have energy, okay? And whenever we collectively have thoughts of things happening that are bad, evil things work on that. And then the opposite is also true. When everybody's happy, then good things can happen. And I know you're probably, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Listen, just listen, okay? You don't even have to believe it, you just need to do this, okay? So we attract things into our vicinity. Our soul attracts and repels things, just like kind of like a magnet. That's probably a bad way to interpret it, but listen, I know I keep saying that, but right now we have, the storm is upon us, okay? And many of you have probably already heard that saying. Let me explain what it means. The subconscious mind is much more active and powerful than the active consciousness. Now, either one can storm the storm or get devastated. So by storm, this means satellites, targeted, organized, respiratory malfunction. Let me say that again. Satellites, targeted, organized, respiratory malfunction. Check out this picture. While we weren't looking, this is what they did. You don't have to believe it, but listen. So what do I need you to do, and what you need to do to fix this? You must turn off your location and GPS functions on all of your smartphone devices. Do it now. You don't need to believe it, you don't need to understand it, just do that. And I'm going to play a video of someone that I have to keep, we're going to listen to the voice and look at some things, and it's extremely important. Why do I have to keep them secret? Well, multiple people have died by putting this information out. You might think that's crazy. It's a fact. And you can look it up. Danny Casolaro, Promise Software, The Inslaw Affair, The Octopus, The Last Circle. Those are 2 books. Anybody that's been following me for any length of time, I've already gone through a lot of this information, so you already know about it. But look into it yourself. The important thing is turn off your location on all of your smartphone devices. Let's look at this again. This isn't normal. This isn't part of the earth. This isn't part of what God made. This is artificial, and they're screwing with us. And let me explain. I know people are going to go off on tangents, but you have, like, oh, but it's 5G, it's this. No, it's not. How do I know that? You're going to listen to one of the leading experts that I can't name, because, like I said, Danny Casolaro and all of these other people that have already been offed because of this. Okay? Let's go ahead and listen to that, and it's just important. You can... It's just really important. You need to understand the science before running off on tangents that technically the elites want you to run on. Alright, so I'm going to have the professor, he is a professor, I'll just say that, go ahead and tell y'all what's some things that you really need to know, and it's going to involve 5G and misconceptions, but then other concerning things. But the best thing is just to stay calm. and be prepared for anything, but you must not let their negativity get to you.
Okay, this is about 5G. People have been saying that 5G and the current situation are interconnected. They are not. I have talked with various qualified people, very authentic people, and also authority on the subject of radiation and how they are connected to radio waves, what are electromagnetic waves, the spectrum, the light spectrum that is, and how they become sound waves and how they are permanently in the ethereal medium. So I don't think people have understood this correctly, and it may enhance something which is already sitting in your body as an anomaly. It may aggravate, like people who have diabetes, or somebody who is already undergoing chemotherapy or is high on sugar or blood pressure. Those people might have problems. What this worm or germ actually does is it attacks the T cells. The T cells are the ones that fight infection in our body through WBC or white blood corpuscles or red blood corpuscles, the RBC. Once you are able to isolate the germ within the body by using something called hydroxychloroquine, which is absolutely right, then you need to kill the worm also. So for that we use something like azithromycin or erythromycin. I've talked with top biotechnologists about this, who used to work in places like what is that called, the Boston Dynamics or General Dynamics in Colorado Springs, Colorado. That's where this germ was actually being modified in the 70s and 80s after it was found to be present in the Ebola, Marburg, and variant U and several other viruses. Then they brought it to Siberia in Russia in a place called Bioweapons, and a scientist was working on it. But while working on this germ, he somehow got infected because his glove was punctured by a gadget, and while he was being consumed by the virus and dying, he started quickly jotting down all the effects on his body and also all changes he was seeing in his cell membrane or cellular membrane and tissues and muscles and nerves and everything on his computer monitor. So by the time he was dead, there were lots of pieces of paper on floor, blood stained, but they had to quarantine the whole place, but they retracted the paperwork intact and they have preserved that. That's how they are trying to find a solution for such a drug or such a bioweapon. And the bioweapon antidote was already in production in a place called Biorad in San Diego, in the city of Carlsbad. So again, there is no connection directly between this virus thing or the attack, I would say. And there are some things that people don't understand. Just the use of mask is of no use. You have to cover your eyes also. If you're thinking that you're going to an affected area, you have to cover your eyes as well. Wear specialized goggles for that. So far, there is no evidence that this germ has become aerosol or it travels through air. It only gets into your blood. That's when it starts to attack the T cells. There's also another story about this, that anti-aging cream could be one of the reasons why people became vulnerable to such an attack. I'm not saying that they caused it, but they must have become vulnerable because of this germ. And it is purely germ warfare, which the military has been researching on and developing it for decades, not now. It has been there since World War II or post-World War II. And several countries have been in on it. Japan, Russia, China, North Korea, US, Germany, England, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, even India, I think, is involved. And they all have very highly classified scientific departments which are involved in this. So there's an absolute misunderstanding that 5G towers are causing these deaths. It doesn't work like that. Our body itself is a radio wave. It's vibrating. And whenever you have a vibrating body, another form of vibration cannot kill it or cannot destroy it. It just passes through it. It can change it, yes. It can age it, it can decay it, but it cannot instantly cause death or something like that. You need to have some existing ailment for it to aggravate, like a heart condition or a brain condition or an anomaly or a kidney dysfunction or colon problem or lymph nodes problems. So there's a chemical substance called cytotoxic T lymphocytes. And that's what actually helps in boosting up your immune system to fight such a worm or a drug. And now, to get back to the radio waves part, the light spectrum, clearly shows that the oscillations which start becoming psychic vibrations or projections or astral vibrations or cosmic vibrations, they are way beyond the reach of our gadgets and gizmos. That's why our satellites are not very far away. They are in low Earth orbit only. If your satellites go beyond the low Earth orbits, they may transmit something, but that might be completely convoluted or corrupted from another source in the ethereal field. And we have a natural defense mechanism also. Males have their own logical side that blocks any alien or outside attack, which is called the ego, or the logical brain, or the left brain. Whereas females have very general tendency to accept and they can accept anything and trust anything easily. They have a tender heart because they are given the duties and responsibilities of childbirth. This is why females believe in things faster. They don't calculate that much. And at the same time, they have mammary glands, which protects their heart. And so the first thing that can happen to a woman, if they are exposed to such high vibrating radio waves or microwaves, they may have breast cancer. But that's not always true. It doesn't happen to 100% people. It's 5 to 6% people get affected by microwave ovens or refrigerators or other electronic equipment like a CAT scan apparatus at a hospital or x-rays at a dentist's office, things like that. So whoever is spreading this misinformation, they don't understand the science of telecommunication, radio waves particularly. There's a differentiation between radio waves and radiation. And one affects the cellular membrane and tissues and muscles, the other passes through it. You have to understand this part clearly before you say anything beyond that. For radio waves to travel between bodies, there has to be a transponder and transceiver. So unless you have a transceiver inside your body, it does not work like people are thinking it works. If the handset, the cell phone is, or cellular phone, is your transceiver, then the radio waves stop there. there. They don't penetrate your body necessarily. If you get it implanted in your thigh or in your stomach or in your shoulder, then it will affect you equally.
Listen to this again. This is a warning, not just, oh, if you do this. Think about it. I'm sure most of you know what I'm talking about.
If you get it implanted in your thigh or in your stomach or in your shoulder, then it will affect you equally. Otherwise, we have a defense mechanism. It protects us. And moreover, if you understand frequencies and the relationship between a wavelength of sound and light, tone and timbre and pitch, and whether it's treble or bass or it's optimum or it's like alto or soprano, where it is located, depending on that, is the length of the sound wave. And at one point in your higher conscious mind, tone and time become the same thing. So just follow natural principles of living and lifestyle, and you will not be affected by anything. So that's my message. I think this should suffice. Thank you so much for listening to me. Bye.
So, in conclusion, as long as you don't implant anything into your body, it cannot affect you, especially in a quick way. I mean, maybe over time, like anything, you know, like how smoking it don't give you lung cancer on day one, you know. So all the hype is just too much. And like always, they're trying to get you to look at that, because they're the ones that first started the, oh my gosh, it's gonna kill everybody thing. There's many other more pressing things. Most of us didn't even know what 5G was or this or that until they put it in our minds, and then they started putting out all this crazy stuff. Just knowing the difference between radiation and radio waves is important. So again, turn off your locations, because it's not the 5G. It's something else. And stop freaking out. You need to remain calm and happy, because they are feeding off of this negativity. I'll just say it like that. You'll have a wonderful night.